Everybody. We are continuing our series on getting to know our CUP leadership family and staff. I have the privilege today of getting together with one of our elders, Dave Paulus. Dave and his wife Jan have been a part of CUP Church since the late 90s, I want to say, and are just wonderful folks, dearly loved. Dave's on session here now for probably the third go around or so. So good morning, Dave.
Good morning, Scott.
Great to have you with us today. So just a few questions to send your way. So the first one is, could you tell us the name of your first pet?
Yes, I can. First pet, his name was Bruni. He was a mutt, and he lived in the pigeon coop in the backyard.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mutts make the best pets, at least in my experience. So that's great.
I agree.
Yeah. So what about, as you think about worship music, is there a particular hymn or praise song that is really up there at the very top for you?
You know, that's a tough one, but I think probably my favorite hymn would be Thou My Vision. And if it were a more modern song, I would have to say In Christ Alone would be. It's hard to say. They're both great songs.
Absolutely. No, I'm a huge fan of both of those for sure. Well, perhaps not as serious a question, but inquiring minds want to know, if you could only eat 3 kinds of food for the rest of your life, what are you going for, Dave?
Wow, that's tough. You know, the logical part of me would say choose well, choose wisely, but I'm not going to do that. I would just say based on taste and what I probably could go quite a while on, I would say eggs every morning, a nice omelet would be good. Then probably a meatball sub for lunch, you know, with cheese. And then I'm going to say a good pizza with pepperoni on it for dinner.
Great. All right. Well, they'll roll both of us out the door at the end of this stay-at-home order, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, this one's maybe a little bit of a curveball, but what would your friends say is something that you grumble about?
Grumble. Okay. Well, I probably grumble about different things at different times, but right now, if I were to ask Jan, who is my best friend, what she thought, she'd probably say I grumble at the fact I'm not out and about doing the things I like to do. I'm kind of, she'd say I'm a fidget. I'm always on the run, always on the move, and I've been locked down for a while. So kind of feeling, you know, a little closed in, grumbling about that maybe.
All right. Yeah. What do you say you and me bust out of this joint?
Let's get a couple fishing rods and head out.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, here's a good question, and one that takes a little thought, but what thing or event has done the most to develop your relationship with the Lord?
Well, it would be really a series of things that happened to me. It wasn't really one event, but back around the end of 2011, we lost a grandson. He was a newborn, Samuel James, and there were complications for Hillary, our daughter at the time. That was the start of it. And then February of 13, we lost a son, Matthew, in his 20s. That was devastating.
Yeah.
And then the same year, I lost 2 brothers. My older brother, John, who was my best friend, and my younger brother, Ed. So it was, I like to say it was when faith becomes more than a theory. It's, you can, until you experience certain things in life, your faith doesn't really become real. And at that point, my faith became very real because literally it was being in the valley. We talk about in Psalm 23. You're walking through the valley of the shadow of death, and yeah, it was hard.
Right.
After day, the Lord taught me that I could trust Him, and He became very real to me.
Amen. Well, Dave, as we're getting a little further into this series on Job, I've thought about your experience and think, gosh, you would probably be the best one to preach that. But I'm doing my role, but I think about folks like yourself and Jan, and seeing how God has used suffering in your life to draw you closer to Him.
I appreciate that, Scott, and I certainly do appreciate the fact that you were there for us during that time. But a sideline to that is you wouldn't want me to preach that because I'd probably have a hard time getting through it. I'd probably be crying more than I'd be talking. So,
well, that's not the worst quality for a pastor to have. In fact, it's a pretty important one. So, well, Dave, what's your favorite thing about Cup Church?
that's easy. It's the people. It's we've got just both the new members and the brand new members and older members like us. I mean, just a mix of everybody. But I have a real sense of family at our church, and you can't make that up. It happens. Rarely where people get together and you're like family, and I feel that way with the folks at church.
Yeah, I agree. So is there anything you would like to say to those folks watching this video, the Cup family, just in closing, as we kind of journey through this experience together?
Well, I would say just hang on to the Lord like I know you're all doing, and trust Him. He's gotten us this far, and He's gonna get us through this.
Yeah.
Look forward to seeing you all again in the near future.
Amen to that. Well, thanks for spending a little time this morning, Dave. God bless you and Jan, and may we see each other face to face very soon.
Sounds good, brother. Have a good day.
All right, you too.
Bye-bye.